Hi everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and I've gotten a lot of great questions recently on protein and protein absorption and how to make sure you're getting the right, not only the right amounts, but that your body's actually absorbing it. Those are two very different things. So I have talked a lot about planning your meals, adding in shakes or bars or other specific foods to increase the amount of protein that you're eating. But if your body's not absorbing that protein, then it is not doing you any good. So how does protein absorption work? I'm going to do a few videos here over the next couple of days that really dive into your body actually absorbing the protein and how to make sure that you are getting the max protein from everything that you're eating and consuming. So this is super exciting stuff, by the way. I don't know if you know this, but it's really exciting. Okay, so protein absorption, this is an example that just like a diagram of your intestines. And it's like a tube, so picture like a garden hose. And yeah, it's all crumbled and jumbled up and there's a lot of cells and other enzymes and lots of stuff in there. But essentially, it's a tube here. Now there are cells along the tube on the inside that help your body absorb all the nutrients that are on the inside. So if you've got all these nutrients kind of floating through here, and then this is the rest of your system here. So there'd be like your blood system here, and that's how everything gets, the nutrients get absorbed through these cells into your blood system. That's how those nutrients travel everywhere else in the body and go where they need to go. Pretty cool, huh? I think it's cool. So nutrients here pass through this barrier into your blood system. Now, this only happens when the nutrients have been broken down enough and these cells are healthy and strong. So there's a lot of different variables that play into you absorbing the most protein. So one, you have to have enough protein available and enough protein in your system. There's a lot of different information out there, and there have been things published about you can only absorb 20 grams of protein at a time, so you have to eat like 8 times a day if you're trying to achieve really high numbers of protein, all that stuff. And maybe that's true for some people, but it's not necessarily true for everybody as a blanket statement. There's not any research or anything that proves that that's true for everybody. So I do not believe that that's a true statement at all, because there's a lot of evidence of people eating a lot more protein at one single sitting and absorbing that into your system. So do not take any of that stuff just at face value in terms of, yeah, you can only get 20 grams of protein, so it doesn't matter if you're eating 50 grams, you're only going to get 20. Not necessarily true. You can get that protein into your system. So one, it's eating the right kind of proteins and everything and getting them into your system. I'm going to dive more into tomorrow about the kinds of proteins that you should be getting. So stay tuned for that video, because it does matter the types of proteins that you're getting here and how easily they are absorbed. But today I'm just going to focus on the intestines, your intestinal health, and these cells. So things that are really important about your intestines, this is actually where your immune system lives. So if you are a person that gets sick all the time, or you're sick right now, or you're noticing a cold or something like that, your immune system is really struggling, and it's actually going to affect the absorption of nutrients that you have. So that means you need to increase your protein even more to make there be more available so your body can absorb more, because it's not going to be naturally absorbing as much as you normally do. And increasing the amount of vitamins that you're taking and everything. One, to help turn your immune system around, but two, because it's struggling and you're not going to be absorbing naturally as much as you normally do. So those are little things to think about. When you're not feeling good, know that, okay, your immune system lives in your intestines and your guts. Make sure you're boosting everything to help that turn around faster. If you have other conditions or diseases, autoimmune diseases, everything else, this is also going to be affected in terms of absorption rate and how healthy that is. Now, things that can help your intestines stay healthy and strong all the time, probiotics, very, very important, because it helps to break down any of the food that you're eating to make it more easily absorbed. Probiotics, fiber, really, really good for your intestines. And then sometimes doing an intestinal cleanse, because that helps flush things out. It helps let your digestive system rest, essentially. So it allows these cells to regenerate themselves faster and heal faster. If you have had a lot of intestinal issues, problems, whether it be diarrhea. I've heard stories from a lot of people. I've thrown up a lot, or I have diarrhea all the time, and this can be for weeks or months or even years for some people. Know that there's going to be a lot of damage to these cells in different places. And yes, these cells, they do replace themselves, they do regenerate themselves, but it takes time, and whatever's pissing them off in the first place, you need to stop doing that. So oftentimes that's a big dietary change or shift. So stop making them really angry, and then do the things that you need to do to heal your intestines and let them replenish and regenerate in a healthy way. There also can be scar tissue built up in your intestinal system from having, bad digestion, bad diet, all those other things. So these all are big factors in playing in how much protein you're going to absorb, because protein is a larger molecule for humans to digest and break down. It doesn't break down the same way, yet it is vital because every single cell in your body uses protein. So, a few key important things about the intestines that really make a big difference in how much protein you're actually getting. If you have questions on this, or if you're like, this happened for me before, or I have been sick recently, or I've been wondering how I can prevent from getting sick, what are some little things I can do, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to chat with you, or even do another video on even more details on the intestines and what to do to boost that. But that's going to be the start. Start with your intestines, start with your gut health, and start with your overall immune system. When that's stronger, you're going to get more protein naturally from your food. And meaning that, numbers wise, breaking it down, if you're looking at getting, 30 grams of protein from something, whether it be a meal or a shake or something like that, and you have a lot of damage here in your intestines, even if it's a great source of protein, even if you normally be able to digest it and break it down, your body can't absorb it as much because there's damage here. So instead of getting 30, maybe you're only going to get 15 then. That is a really bad vibe. Maybe you're only going to absorb about 15 grams of protein. So again, you're missing out on a lot of what you're trying to get. So that's why this is so, so important. So anyway, enough for right now on the intestinal system. Tomorrow we're going to talk about specific types of protein, differences of foods that you eat, shakes that you can drink, and everything else that really makes a big difference in terms of absorption and how to get the max protein absorption from everything. So let me know if you have questions. Share this video with anybody you know that is looking for more protein or needs a boost or needs some help with their immune system as well. This plays a big, big factor in that. Other than that, everybody have a great Monday, and we will chat with you tomorrow.